Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome back to Donkey Kong Country 3. Last time we finished off the beginning of World 6, and this time we're going to finish that up, and we have a special guest once again.
Yeah, I'm back. This is MilesLuigi. We're going to take care of this pothole. It'd be better as a plot hole, though.
Plot hole panic.
I mean, potholes are annoying and ruin your tires.
That is a funny thing. Actually, before we take on Pothole Panic, we're probably going to go up to the top of the overworld map there and deal with those chairlifts that have stopped moving. But yeah, Pothole Panic. That is funny though, Pothole Panic. When you first said that, I was imagining like Mario or something showing up in that level. Whoops, wrong game.
Okay, so these chairlifts aren't working. Did somebody just not flip the on-off switch?
If only it was that simple. Luckily, the wrench that we got a couple of parts ago is going to come in handy here. So pretty much by this point in the game, you want to have at least bought the mirror for 50 coins, which you will then trade for the wrench, which is now used here to get the chairlifts working. So overall, if you don't have 50 coins by this point, you can easily come back and do this later. But yeah, since we do, we're going to head across the other side where we will find a banana bird cave.
Okay, so now we just have to play a game of Simon Says? And...
Exactly.
Alright.
How did they not get sued for this?
You see, I have been paying attention to this Let's Play.
I mean, even though it was pointed out that the colors are the same as the Super Nintendo, the Japanese Super Famicom controller, or even the European Super Nintendo controller, it's exactly the same color as Simon Says too. It's ridiculous. But there we go, nothing too difficult, luckily. It is getting more complicated though, each time, with more kind of things to memorize. By the end, I'm sure I'll be screwing up and we'll have to have like a 50-minute fast-forwarded thing of all my attempts. But not yet, luckily.
Your memory can't be that bad. I mean, you can, if you're quick enough, write it down.
Just cheat. Yeah, it works. Or just video it, go back, watch the video, and then just, there's no time limit on it.
Here we go. We're in Pothole, not Pothole. And hey, we actually have Squawks, not his retarded cousin.
His bootleg brother, cousin, estranged, who knows what. Yes, so we actually have Squawks this time, and this level is going to be all about using all of the different animal buddies to get through different kind of sections. And yeah, we're starting off with the real one and only legitimate Squawks.
There we go. He has a little bit tougher of a time though with Kitty Kong than Diddy.
That is true.
I mean, Kitty really stands out hanging on those talons. When you had Diddy and Dixie, they don't really stand out all that much, and they're both hanging.
That's true. Yeah, Kitty is pretty massive. It also sucks too, because I mean, in Donkey Kong Country 2, Dixie and Diddy pretty much had the same hitbox, but not in this game.
No, you've got one big con and one small con.
Also, at this point, it is pretty much impossible to, you can't let go of Squawks right now, so I couldn't even switch partner if I wanted to.
Fair point. Oh, that's another way to go about things.
Also, I love how right here, I can't even shoot. I was getting stuck in the ceiling. Although, yeah, this level does use a lot of enemies, which usually aren't really used offensively. Like right there was the booty bird, which drops items when you defeat it. It's not usually used as, an attacking enemy, but right there it was. We're also going to see the fish, which usually, the red fish, which drops items, like right here, when you defeat it. It's being used as an enemy too, which is kind of interesting, because that doesn't usually happen in any of the other levels. It's usually just kind of there for you to get items from.
I'll be honest, I was expecting a 100% Squawks level, but I guess not.
We had enough of Quawks last time, please, no more.
You don't want any more boards? I love Squawks.
Oh, Squawks is good. It is a really cool thing, because, I mean, it just gives you so much freedom in the levels. And it definitely is some of the most interesting level design when Squawks or Quawks or whatever is being used.
You only had 6 lives. I think you had like 12 or 13 by the end of last part.
After every part, I actually turned the game off. So
and the game doesn't save lives, does it?
No, it's a jerk.
It's not like Yoshi's Island that saves your lives.
No, oh yeah, so you can have like 500 by the end.
Yes.
No, unfortunately, Donkey Kong Country, none of the Donkey Kong Country games, I guess unless you include Returns, ever did that. Did not save your lives. At least this game saved coins. The second game didn't even do that. And I mean the silver coins, which were actually gold in Donkey Kong Country 2. But I'm not talking about bonus coins and DK coins. Luckily, you do not have to get all of them again. But anyway, I think I might have missed something over here that you need both partners for, so I'm just going to check that out quickly.
Here we go. And...
I guess not. I must have been thinking of a different place, so we're just going to forget that I ever did that. And we're going to bounce across the water to the other side, and Ellie disappeared as I went across the water. I should have just taken her over.
Let me guess, you need Ellie for something, and you just lost her.
That might end up happening. And this is pretty funny.
How are you not dead?
Why did he get stuck? I guess that I was stopping him from going as high as he needed to go before his kind of, rotation.
I thought they were on a completely fixed pattern, as if bouncing off of them doesn't change his pattern at all, but I guess not.
Something weird happened there. And let's see, over here, yeah, there's a bonus game. I'm pretty sure you need Ellie to reach that, so another level where I missed the bonus game. This is all your fault. No,
it's all my fault. Well, let me pull out one of my textbooks and start reading to the audience. What do you want to learn about today? Ethics and religion?
Me. Forget this level now.
Forget this level. Today we are going to talk about the divine command theory. Now that I scared away the rest of your audience, let's get back to the video.
I'm going to go look at the stats, and it's going to show the amount of time that people viewed. How do you explain that? It kind of shows, how many, oh yeah, your viewer retention, that's what it's called.
You were talking about one of the YouTube analytics. Yes, viewer retention sounds right. We were able to see how much of each part of the video has been watched specifically, and usually it's a slightly downward curve.
At that point, it's just going to be a steep drop. No one's watching this part. We can say whatever the heck we want now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, green bananas, yay. I mean, not really, but yay.
YouTube analytics were so exciting that we had completely missed the green bananas. Okay.
There you go. And that's the end of that, and there is the end of the level, but do not finish off quite yet, because we actually have a decently well-hidden DK coin, if you can believe it or not.
I would have completely forgot about it, and then it would have been like, oh, shoot, DK coin. Yeah.
Now that barrel should have completely destroyed him, considering if you drew a line showing where that barrel ended up, it definitely would have hit him from behind, but, sprites not being on screen is a thing that was a problem back in the Super Nintendo days, so...
It bounced off his bucket helmet there.
We'll get this. We'll eventually get this. Even if it takes 5 minutes, we'll get this.
Well, on the bright side, you're offered all the chances you need. You don't have to get it first try here.
That's very true. That would have sucked if the barrel came out of the animal buddy and you got one shot.
Yeah, one shot. You keep hitting his bucket head. Well, that time you just flat out missed, but... you missed, pal.
New strategy. Throw it off the other wall.
You got multiple walls to bank off of here. Go for it. There you go.
Yeah. Number 29. Finally, although, of course, the flag is not happy because we missed the bonus game. Again.
Plot hole.
Darn.
So, let's take a look at this bonus game that we missed.
Okay, so back here with Ellie. Now, so we pretty much need to get her to that kind of area. And then we can pretty much do a Yoshi jump, which is kind of funny.
Flutter jump?
No, more think... Oh, darn it.
Oh.
No!
That Ellie...
And let me guess. It's gonna disappear.
Okay, by Yoshi jump you mean sacrifice Ellie.
Pretty much. Luckily, in this game you can start select and it will take you back to the checkpoint, so they're cheating. But yes, I'm pretty much thinking Super Mario World Yoshi jump. Yeah, so pretty much. Except we're actually not going to kill Ellie, like everyone always does to Yoshi.
Oh, now you say that, and look, you lost her. Oh, she can swim.
Not dead! Yeah, so luckily, yeah, you can kind of float like that, which is something you wouldn't instantly assume, considering she's an
thank
elephant.
goodness, she's not the Yoshi from Super Mario Sunshine, who would have just dissolved right up.
Dissolve into particles. And then we have the easiest collect the stars minigame ever. Gotta Ellie jump and get them all.
Would it have been easier to jump onto the platform and then flutter through the stars with Dixie?
Maybe. I wonder if you can reach the ones on the far left, though, or you might fall too quickly.
Ah, fair point. The bonus barrel is still there.
Yeah, so yeah, you can go back and replay any bonus game, but there's not really any point. And that there's some invisible items underwater, and that should be it for this level.
Okay, it was just really obnoxiously obvious that the bonus barrel was still there that time. It's like, hey, go back into the bonus game. Go for it.
If you somehow failed that bonus game.
Okay, a level called Ropey Rumpus. Are we going to be dealing with more burning ropes?
Thankfully not. Well, actually, there'll be a little bit of firepower in this level, but nothing too bad. At least at least the rope isn't actually, burning behind you.
There you go. This is what I was trying to say last video. Notice how Dixie goes across ropes like this and compare it to Kitty or any of the other Donkey Kong Country characters. It's different. She does
You're
like
right.
a shimmy and the other characters do like a climb.
So over there we have a bonus barrel, but that wall is kind of blocked. I had a lot of trouble with this as a kid. I would always kind of jump down with this TNT barrel and hit something along the way, and the barrel would break, and I have to start select. But what you just want to do is grab Kitty and just jump as far as you can to the right, and the barrel will kind of go inside the wall. And yeah, nothing to worry about there.
Ah, so instead of fighting with all the monsters, you just hang onto the right wall.
It's kind of like that spike fall in one of the last levels of Yoshi's Island. Just go to the right. Well, actually, no, the solution in Yoshi's Island is go down the middle.
The solution in Yoshi's Island was, yes, to go down the middle, because if you go down the right wall or left wall, you will die. They thought about that ahead of time. See, the problem here is inherently linear momentum. You see, it's difficult in a platform game to fall straight down. You're either falling slightly leftward or slightly rightward, assuming your character has acceleration, which in most platform games they do.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you don't mind if I bore the audience with game design theory.
I'm sure they won't mind.
But let's just take this level for example. Andrew here just hung onto the right wall because when you run into a wall, that flat out cancels all your linear leftward and rightward momentum, and in that case there were no obstacles on the right wall, therefore allowing him to get that TNT barrel all the way down there without any trouble.
Mm-hmm. The funny thing is, Donkey Kong Country, I mean, when I think about it, it definitely, I mean, the jumping doesn't feel like it has as much momentum as some games. I think it's really easy to fall straight down in Donkey Kong Country. None like Yoshi's Island, where there definitely is momentum, and then you flutter, and that just kind of screws you up even more. But yeah, Donkey Kong Country can pretty easily fall straight down.
Guess it depends on how the game is ultimately programmed. But you do have acceleration. When you first press left or you first press right, you're not bolting off and going. You're slightly going, and then really going. Now you reach max speed really quick in this game.
Yeah, very quick.
Very, very quickly.
You just press Y and you're already max speed.
Mm-hmm. The best counter-example I can always give to a game that doesn't start you off quickly at max speed is Sonic the Hedgehog, where it takes quite a bit to make it up to there.
Mm-hmm. Or you just hold down and press A 1,000,000 times to speed up.
Anyway, remind me, who is this pet partner? I forgot his name.
Something the Parallel Bird. Let's just call it something. I forget the official name. Actually, in fact, I don't think I ever said the official name, so I don't blame you for forgetting, because I kind of forgot the official name myself.
So maybe I never forgot, I was just never told.
It will be on screen for everyone to learn. But yeah, it's not your fault. I'm pretty sure I never said it. But this is a big thing. That bird ended up resulting in a bonus game, meaning that if we fail, the bonus game will not be there at the end.
And it's a 15 bananas.
Yeah, I guess what that means.
I was about to say, oh, you failed.
Darn Kitty and his gigantic hitbox. But we get a blue flag. I'm trying to moon the level, by the way. It doesn't really work.
You need a character with a good ducking animation to moon the level, and sadly Kitty is not that character.
We also missed the DK coin, surprisingly, which might be the first time that's happened. Or maybe there was one other time. Yeah, let's see. Let's continue on here. I think I remember that the DK coin, yeah, I just need to fall down this random hole, and you find the DK coin.
So this one was actually difficult to find. You had to go down and was presumably death.
either death or, yeah, you're pretty much falling back to the beginning of the level. I'm not entirely sure what happens if you fall at this point. I guess it probably is a death line, even though the level does start kind of underneath that point, but huh.
Hey, it looks like you're trying to start to kind of sort of speedrun things here. Go, 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 go.
No point in seeing all of this again. Actually, I took the upper path last time, so I guess we'll take the lower path this time and not get the 1-up balloon. And so far, I'm still doing pretty good. If this goes well, this will be the 3rd video without a death.
There you go. Let's try this minigame again.
With Dixie, which means fluttering and smaller hitbox. So yay.
There you go. But no, you have 13 lives. You don't need any more extra lives.
Just going to turn it off anyway and lose them all. I'll never forget the time I was playing Donkey Kong Country 1, you know, as a kid, almost like when I first got it many, many years ago. And just for fun, I got 99 lives. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I just turned the game off. It's like, well, that was a waste of my time.
You play one of the levels where you die a lot.
And there we go. We can just get the flag with Dixie because it's already blue.
And that doesn't change the color of the flag.
That one flag up at the top right will always be pink. But anyway, that is the 5th and final level of this world. Next up, we have the boss.
Oh, and he's just in the middle of the pond.
Yeah, the chairlifts go right over it. Why did we not just jump off of the chairlifts into the pond? It's not even that high up. But anyway, this boss is probably the most complex boss so far. Honestly, bosses in Donkey Kong Country 3 are not too complicated and definitely not too difficult. But like the rest of World 6, this is kind of a step up where you need to do a little bit of thinking and a little bit of well-timed hitting. Where what we wanted to do with the first part was there were these kind of pink things on each side of the main boss, and you wanted to hit the green ones so that they kind of ricocheted off the wall and hit the pink ones. But now we have these kind of missile guys here who try to home in on you, and it's kind
you
of
need to have the boss hit himself, don't you?
Exactly. So yeah, this is stage 2, and I'm kind of failing at it.
So you can't exactly charge with on guard here because you'll get hurt.
Exactly. I don't know if you like. Oh, I hit the one on the other side. If you could,
went right through him.
If I charged up and just, you know, didn't care about taking the hit, I wonder if I would go right through and hit him. Also, I'm not going to the other side of the boss. I guess I should have showed it. Because if you go to the other side, the side that the pink kind of shell is on will switch. So you pretty much need to destroy both before you have a chance to get a hit. Oh, also, this is dumb. I always hated this as a kid. You need to dodge these as on guard, but look how horizontally massive on guard is. And look at the room they give you to dodge. Like, how do you, like, you pretty much just have no choice but to stay in one spot and hope you don't get hit.
That's true. You did find a good spot.
I don't know how that one didn't hit me. But you definitely want to have both of your hits at this point. Try not to lose one in the beginning part, because sometimes you'll just be like staying in the same spot that always worked, and then you'll all of a sudden get hit for no reason, and it will be pretty cheap. But
for some reason, this boss it reminds me of like an underwater spore spawn.
And the bonus coin, but let's see. Can you get hit after defeating the boss? Yes, you can. You can technically kill yourself after beating the boss.
Double KO.
That's always terrible.
You're getting flushed down the toilet.
Pretty much. Every world had to have some kind of creative way of taking you back to the beginning without making you walk. But yeah, there we go. For some reason, that caused a massive hole in that wall to appear, and that takes us to the final world with a gigantic castle, which obviously indicates that it's the final world.
This isn't the end of the video, though. So
no.
Let's me say this. A lot of Andrew's stories ended with flush down the toilet, if you guys didn't know.
Oh man, I'll have to put an annotation to that. I'm definitely doing that. But yeah,
it is a bit of an inside joke. But anyway, well, where are you going?
Well, we went and checked that guy out. Because I thought maybe there was something we were supposed to do, but there wasn't. If you look at the end of this path, which was previously kind of just a dead end, there was actually a flower that we just picked up there, which only appears after you beat Razor Ridge. And you might remember this guy who was looking for this crazy flower. And yeah, so that pretty much just appears at the end of that dead end path after you beat World 6. So
well, the flower did have to grow.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess that's pretty much the logic behind that. So you pretty much just go beside his house, pick him a flower from his own yard, give it to him, and he gives you a banana bird. So that's why we needed to do that.
There we go. suppose there's not much I can ask about the banana birds other than that they're needed for 100% completion, correct?
Correct. 103% complete.
103%, that's right, the Donkey Kong Country games do that. There's 101, then the next one 102, and this one's 103.
Darn those games. And
Did Donkey Kong Country Returns do 10R?
10R. That is funny. I actually don't even remember what that did. And here we go. Here is our kind of item inventory screen right now. Everything is complete at the bottom. We have gotten and given every single item in 2 hours and 56 minutes.
Very nicely done. Just one world to go.
Mm-hmm.
With a time like that, if you kept playing at this quality, you could beat this game in less than 5 hours then.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could probably speedrun this game. Like, I wonder what the speedrun of this game is. Probably under an hour.
Probably under an hour.
There's always a way to beat anything in under an hour.
And chances are, if you look at the tool-assisted speedrun, it probably does something that absolutely corrupts the game and then just sends him to the ending.
Instant final boss fight. Let's see, I want to go back here for 1 second. There's something bothering me about this. Can we do this yet? No, okay. Nothing definitely happens there in the future, don't worry about that. Anyway. Yeah, that takes us pretty much, we have pretty much every single thing. And now we have Chaos Core, which is the final world. Of course, everything has to start with a K because Donkey Kong Country. They love putting words that usually start with C with Ks.
Well, C and K make the exact same sound, but next time you're going to take care of the final world.
Yep, the very final world with the gigantic castle, so look forward to that. Thank you very much for joining me for World 6, though. That was a lot of fun.
You're welcome.
And thank you for telling all of your awesome stories and reading to us from your insightful textbook.
You're welcome.
No problem. But anyway, I believe that is it for this video. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you next time for the final world.
I look forward to watching it. So yeah, thanks for having me again, Higsby.
No problem.
He goes by both names, everyone.
Everyone always that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have figured it out. It's a popular comment question. Are you Higsby or Andrew, or what kind of crazy imposter guy are you? But anyway, go and check out MilesLuigi's videos. It will answer all your questions.
They will, yes. You will find lots of answers there.
Mm-hmm. So see you later.
See ya.